I'm in Montauk. So there's no hair stores where I can buy me some Marley hair. So just imagine. That I have my little bubble ponytails on my cut. That's what I wanted, but you know, right now I only got one bubble. I got a pre-bubble, you know. Yeah, back at it again with another video. So this topic is more on the relationship line. You can say it's pretty serious, but it's not super serious. I guess it's serious. I think that, so let me just tell you what the topic is while I'm doing all these explanations. So this topic is something that I'm still working on throughout my life and in my relationship, and it's how to not confuse insecurity with intuition. And it's really easy to do. It's really easy to confuse insecurity with intuition because there's a thin line between paranoid. There's a thin line between insecurity and intuition. That's why I said paranoid. That's too many words, right? Anyway, so yeah, let's just jump right into it. It's just, it causes a lot of issues in relationships, I think. I haven't done a poll or anything on this topic, but based on my experience and other people that I had discussions with, it just kind of seems like it's something to easily get confused. So that's why I decided to make a video on it. And I'm not saying that I'm a professional at relationships, and I'm not saying that I'm a professional on this topic, but I'm just making suggestions. And if it resonates with you, that's great. And if it helps you out, that's wonderful. If not, I'm sorry. You just gotta figure it out. It's just something that we have to do. We want to have a happy, healthy relationship. It's just something that we have to do mentally. We got to do some mental work. Yeah. We got to work on us so that we can work in our relationship. How's that sound? Perfect. Ooh, okay, angles. So, let's get to it. Sorry, I just felt like dancing. Okay, let me get to this. So, today I thought it would be nice to talk about how to not confuse insecurity with intuition. And how to not confuse insecurity with intuition in a relationship. So let's get into it. Tip number 1 would be to learn about insecurity so that it's easier to recognize insecure moments in yourself. Once you identify your insecurities, you'll know what angle you'll be coming from, and you'll know what angle to come from. Once you identify your insecurities, you'll know what angle you'll be coming from, and you'll know what angle to come from. The definition of insecurity is uncertainty or anxiety about oneself and a lack of confidence. So uncertainty or anxiety about oneself and a lack of confidence. Insecurity is a feeling of inadequacy, not being good enough, or uncertainty. It produces anxiety about your goals, relationships, and ability to handle certain situations. So this is something that people deal with from time to time. So if you feel moments like that, and knowing what insecurity is and being able to recognize it in yourself and recognize it when you're having a moment of insecurity, it just helps you not confuse it. With that being said, tip number 2 would be to learn about intuition and how to strengthen it within yourself. So tip number 2, learn about intuition and how to strengthen it within yourself. Once you strengthen your intuition and trust in your intuition, you'll be able to identify when it's safe to bring up a topic. So when I say bring up a topic, that's how you know that we're getting into the nitty gritty. So with that being said, let me go ahead and read the definition of intuition. Intuition, the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. A thing that one knows or considers likely from instinctive feeling rather than conscious reasoning. So it's really easy to confuse insecurity with intuition because you just feel like,
I just know, I just know, I just know, I just know, I just know.
And then when you get down to it, it's like, I was wrong. Once you actually know what intuition is and you understand the intuition within yourself, and you're able to strengthen your own intuition and become more trusting in your intuition, you'll be able to identify that in situations, and then you'll know whether to bring up a topic or not. Tip number 2, learn about intuition and how to strengthen it within yourself. Once you strengthen your intuition and trust your intuition, you'll be able to identify it when it's safe. You'll be able to identify when it's safe to bring up a topic. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to understand that sometimes there is no avoiding a mix-up. And one way to identify insecurity is through these moments or conversations or moments of embarrassment. These mix-ups are part of our growth. So just remember, if you have an inevitable mix-up, to identify that insecurity and try to find its origin or the root of that insecurity and work through it. Sometimes the way to bring up an insecurity or to learn about an insecurity with yourself is through conversation and through embarrassment. And I know that we've all been through moments where it'd be like, dang, why did I just say that? Or dang, I can't believe I just said that. Now they know this about me, da 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 da. It's like, insecurities are a part of you, but they don't always have to be. They may be something that you went through. Insecurity is something that you can grow through. So once it comes up, you identify it, figure out where it came from, and rid yourself of it. Rid yourself of it, or every time it comes up, you know when to identify it. You know what it is. Oh, this is that insecurity coming up. Okay, yeah, so this is something that I need to work on. And that's how that goes. Don't be so hard on yourself. That was tip number 3. That if you have a mix-up, or if you accidentally bring up an insecurity, or if you find an insecurity in yourself, identify it, find its origin, and work through it. Do your work, do the work to get through it. Tip number 4. Just remember that insecurities will have you looking for situations. Okay? So, tip number 4, insecurities will have you looking for issues with no concrete evidence. They'll have you looking for evidence. They'll have you looking for I'll be right back. Well, I ain't gonna say never came back, but I'm just now coming back. Mind you, it's like a week later, a week and a half later. I recorded like 2 other videos after that. I walked in here and started talking about how not to cheat. Oh goodness, I got super sidetracked. I came here talking about how not to cheat in masturbation. I don't know what just happened, but so let me pick up where I left off. Tip number 4: insecurities will have you looking for issues with no concrete evidence. So if you're looking for a problem, you're definitely going to find it. You ever heard that old saying? If you're looking for a problem, you're going to find that problem. That's basically what tip number 4 is. So don't go looking for problems unless you want to find one. That's all I'm saying. For example, insecurities will have you going through your partner's phone, emails, popping up, stuff like that. Now, I'm not opposed to a pop-up. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not opposed to a pop-up, but it's just it's an extreme. I'm going to leave it at that. It's an extreme. Now, with intuition, what's done in the dark, it will come to the light. You're not looking for the issue, but if there is one, it will become apparent to you. Then you'll have to decide whether you want to stay or whether you want to go. To stay or not to stay, that is the question. So with intuition, if something is going on behind your back, you're going to find out, because for some reason, God has a way of showing you the answers. If you need answers, He will give them to you. So you don't have to go searching, you don't have to go looking. Intuition will bring those answers to you. And that leads us to the last tip. Tip number 5. Okay, now this is very, 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 very important, okay? When I said very, did I say very? Okay, it's very important. Tip number 5 is, you want to guess? I feel like you already know what it is. What is it? Wrong. It's patience. Tip number 5 is patience. Please be patient with yourself throughout all of this. Yeah, just be patient with yourself. That's really all I can say. Be patient with yourself, and be patient with your partner, and be patient with your relationship. Did I say patient? Yeah, because that's what I meant to say. Patient. Patience is key, as well as consistency. So, good luck. Let me look at this again, see if there's any last words. Yep, and these were the 5 tips to not confuse insecurity with intuition in your relationship. I hope that these helped you out, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will look at those and read them and respond to any questions that you may have, or maybe even post a video. So, yeah, I wasn't expecting to come in here and end this video so fast. I redid my ponytails the way that they was when I last recorded it, and now I'm like, I'm done. Yeah, that was the video. So, thank you all for watching. Bye.